we're getting a little bit of a heavy trade right there. Now remember, Infernal, it's coming up in a couple, I mean, it's already up, but Infernal is going to be on the agenda in a couple of minutes from now.
Look at this lane state, too. Looking for the flash into the cocoon. Looks like we'll have our first blood. And that one's going to be given to Faker in the mid lane. Just like that, Renekton and Elise come together.
You transport it to mid lane, it still does exactly what Renekton and Elise as a duo have always done. Chovy walks up and instantly gets flashed on. That's an important first blood, and if they can transfer their lead like we speculated, maybe it doesn't matter how Mordekaiser's doing against Akali if they can spread this mid lane lead into the bot lane.
And right now, Chovy, he's able to teleport back into mid, but remember, Faker, he still has his teleport available, so it's not like he's behind on anything, and depending on how the next couple of trades go, might not even need to use it right away.
And let's consider who loses out the most on this, because you get back in, you actually have an item lead over Faker for a while. Remember, bot lane now has a teleport disadvantage from other lanes, and therefore has to be even more defensive. So if we see a lane looking for a repeat mid,
Faker has flash again. We could just see deja vu here if he wants to go for it. Trying to bait Chovy forward. This time just going to use the dash. Dominance used by Chovy, but it's not going to be enough as the slash comes through from Faker again. And SKT pick up a second kill.
And I mean, it's disastrous in the mid lane because the Sylas shouldn't be dying like this. And Chovy's positioning in the lane, he's not playing around it, nor is he respecting it. This is going to be SK Telecom picking up the Infernal Dragon. I want to see what kind of stat bolstering it gives to the Elise right here. She has 70 AD, 97 AP right now. It's going to be like 12 AP. Yeah. There you go.
10.
Pretty good. A little bit more than half a longsword, too, in the physical damage department.
Now, there's such a short leash on Chovy that if you remember during the trash talk, when they talked about Chovy's effortless and strong mechanics, Faker yawned. Because this is one of those ways to deal with a player who will try to manufacture solo leads. Bring in your jungler, bring in a very high pressure duo, and at home, if you guys could understand what Chovy's going through, he knows that if Flash is up on Renekton, his life can be void during a CC bar where he can't react, so you're always playing around, I wonder if the Elise is there. He hasn't had forward vision. Sejuani hasn't been able to get the wards on camps like that ward that's still on. The red buff. We might have to give it a name soon. It's been there for so long from SKT.
We saw that too. It's just really strange that it did go down. Take a look at the flash cooldown here. It's going to come up right before the gank hits, but he's just not able to use it. The CC bar is too long, and then
it's a very telegraphed play coming through from Griffin. You pick Mordekaiser to be strong on the weak side. Speaking of the weak side, I see 2v1, but Mord has his ultimate to turn this.
Oh, he landed that one. Already a ton of damage down onto Doran, but you can tell, as Papa was saying, they don't want to go for the dive just because of the champion that Mordekaiser is. They'll get a bunch of the gold, but they're not going to go ham. Not yet 2-on-1.
This is really interesting. If they can land the repel and kill him within the CC timing, he can't activate that Death Realm.
All right, flash available.
This is the mini game.
Oh, he's going to flash the cocoon, but it's still maybe enough damage. We're in the Death Realm here. Doran trying to get him down, but the repel is enough to get Clint to go 1v1 as Khan casually going to take out the turret.
But let's remember that you pick Mordekaiser to last a long time in a undermanned scenario. No one can 1v2 on the weak side better than Mordekaiser, and Griffin still do pick up the turret bot lane first, which is what their plan was. If you draft Mordekaiser, don't play on Mordekaiser's side of the map. So yes, kill does get picked up by SKT, but we counted the second before the kill was actually registered.
Yeah, we definitely saw what was going to happen for SKT. It was a nice flash and attempt by Doran, but the repel, there's nothing really he can do about it. He's calling him a B. It's not that bad of a situation that it just was a minute ago, where I didn't think that Viper was going to be able to complete the item in time, but he has it.
I'm not sure I'm willing to come with this trust fall, but let's see it. I'm ready for some blood.
Doran could be in a lot of trouble. Look at the burst, not even able to use his ultimate, and down goes the Mordekaiser just like that. Griffin if they had any thought about fighting for the Infernal Drake. They certainly don't now.
Going in his first best of 5, face checks the bush he needed to know the information for and pay for it with his life. It's going to be a Drake, it's going to be turrets, it's going to be a whole lot of things going the way of SKT on T1.
The 2,000 gold lead.
Not available. Here's that Death Kapakali.
Well, they're going to get the ult out of this one in the 1v1, and take a look at Teddy. Just watch this Ezreal. He's looking for it, gets the flash. Here comes Khan over the turret, going for the kill. Would have had some help from his buddy Teddy, but he's able to do it alone as they kill Doran for the 3rd time in this game.
And they have a 50-second death timer on the Mordekaiser. Are they going to get the Baron during this death timer? Yes, he has teleport available, but perhaps they're going to give Griffin a little bit too much respect.
I don't know if they should. Look at the vision. Only 1 control ward left, and everything else around the river is controlled by SKT. They're getting a reset off this. Not a lot of control wards brought further. So their first focus seems to be just doubling down on teamfight itemization. There was a window there, LS, and one they might be frustrated that they didn't accept.
And, I mean, that's going to really be sad for them, as they're going to have to now settle with getting another Cloud Dragon, and then Elder will come up. But the problem is, that Elder comes up at the very threshold we talked about earlier, where in the face of the double Infernal, the base scaling and just the item scaling on Griffin, it will come online.
We will 156 damage, stacking up your damage.
It's true. I mean, this is...
why aren't they taking Cloud?
Oh, we're looking for Teddy here, but he's got a QSS, and he's looking to turn it back as Clid. Look at the damage, the poke coming out. Baker's going into the back line, and we have a Kali coming in from behind as well. There is no chance for Griffin to win this fight, unfortunately, and 4 guys immediately going to get wrecked here in the river, and SKT with the massive lead now, looking for the ace as they chase down the mid lane.
SKT,
Whose river did they think it was? Griffin had no control over this river the entire game. Easy flank teleport, and how much can SKT take?
Well, I mean, at this point, Chobi, he wasn't there for the team fight. The death timers are way too high. Chobi, he's going to try to be a hero.
Oh, we're doing it. They don't even want the Baron. Chobi trying to go in there, immediately dies. 0 and 3 on the game, and that's going to be 1-0 in favor of SKT as they will be taking down the Nexus here in game number 1.
And I mean, this is the kind of game that can mentally affect players. How's Doran feeling? Getting his champion that you know that he wanted, and then blundering in some situations, as well as Chobi.
Between the two teams.
Oh boy. Well, he's not even going to hit 1,000 damage. He was able to shore up about 750 maybe in that last fight, but literally he just was not able to do anything in that game once his mid laner got behind, and that is not a game 1. If you're a Griffin fan, you want to see this one and come in with some confidence. SKT just wrecked them, kind of like a game 3 from what we saw against Sandbox and Damwon.
And remember, this is not solo